Yeah. All right. So today, what do we have here? One of our African drum, popularly known as talking drum. I hardly know how to pronounce it in the Yoruba language. It's one of the Yoruba instruments. So, a quick processing on my behringer wing. How I process it majorly on my wing and um, some other digital console. So, let's dive into it. Let's go. Okay, here it is. I'm playing from. Sorry, I'm playing a visual playback. So sorry you can't see my laptop. It's over by my left hand side. So let's go again. So first thing first I do is to apply a gain structure, which is our gain staging also. So here, whenever you are doing a visual playback, you tend not to have the normal gain. As you can see here, we have gain which is grayed out, but we have this stream which is white, which means this is what we can use. So whenever you are doing a visual mix or a visual playback, you tend to make use of the digital trim. So with the digital trim, we have to aim in between minus 24 and minus 12. So that is where we have our minus 8, majorly where the first yellow meets, where the last blue meets the first yellow. So let's go. So in between minus 24 and minus 12 is a sweet spot to start from. So that is giving us a whole lot of headroom. So with this I can now go into my next step, which is applying my compressor. So majority of people do apply their EQ first before compressor. It's fine, that works. So that is their approach. One of my approach when mixing my drums and my percussive instrument is I normally use the compressor. Sometimes I do go for the EQ first, it depends, but here I normally go for my compressor first before diving into my EQ. So compressor, set my attack to 25, my release to over 100, 95 to 100. Hold, I just leave the hood that way. I don't normally touch my hood few times. So I need to drop this gains, make up gain back. So my ratio, I use about 4 or 5 to 1 ratio. It depends sometimes. Then my knee, I use about 0 or sometimes 1. So I normally use a hard knee. So now we go for our threshold, bringing down our threshold. We bring down our threshold till the compressor kicks in. So there's one thing I normally do. So apart from using my compressor to control dynamics, that is the quiet part and the loudest part, I also intend to use my compressor to add characters to my instrument, which is well known everywhere, because all these compressors, all these plugins, majority of the time has characters when you apply them. So apart from using it to control my dynamic, I tend to use it to have this sweet tone on my instrument majority of the time. Okay, so now we need to add our makeup gain, because in the process of applying our compressors, we tend to have a gain reduction on the channel. So when I off this compressor, you notice that I have some volume. Okay, but when I on it back, it dropped a little. So I need to add back this makeup gain. So I come off, can release it a little bit. Okay. Here is okay. I think here is okay for me. So what I do next is to dive into my EQ. I go to my EQ, apply a low cut to ensure that the talking drum is not clashing or fighting with the kick and the bass for space. So I can go to about 75, sometimes to 80. So the next thing I do is to remove some boxiness on this instrument. So okay, we are getting there. I think there's some other thing we can do. Okay, here. Yes. Okay. So what I do next is add some low to it, some depth to it, because that is one of the characters of this instrument. Some depth and some bite to it. I just go for a sweet spot. So next is to add my air, my bite. Widen it. Some people, no? Okay, so let's hear it with our loop. Okay. So this is one of the quick approach, the easiest approach on the behringer wind. There are different approach and there are different ways also you can mix your talking drum to make it even sound better than what we have here. So, but I'm just showing you the quickest and fastest approach that you can use to get something going. So let's see without our processors. Bite. Okay. All right, so that is it. See you some other time. Thank you.